In this country, can you say the word nigger?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm just thinking of the audience. I just
No,
feel like
shut up for a second. This is my channel. Shut up. Guys, welcome back to Grub Thug with your host, The Thug. Today we're reviewing Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, 0 calories. Let's take a sip. Wow, this refreshing beverage tastes like war in the Middle East. Wait a second.
worst fucking segue of all time.
We're back.
What up, everybody? This is Graham. You're watching Grub Thug. Today we're reviewing Busch beer. Some people say it's a light beer. Technically, it falls in the percentage range of a regular beer. I don't know. There's some debate on that. It's like a 4.5%. Apparently, light beers are less than a 4%. So we just cracked the can. Let's see. Delicious. I'm going to have 17 more.
Grub Thug is also brought to you by Lucky Strike, America's value brand. They smoke good, they look good, they feel good.
All right. Looking at it, that nice golden ale color.
Liquid bread. Liquid fucking bread.
The wisest, man. Bud was the wiser.
It's the kind of beer that just gets you bricked up. All right.
Speaking of bricked up, Grub Thug is now sponsored by Blue Chew. Stay bricked up, dog. Stay hard. Stay hard all through this war. Coming soon.
What do you find as a Grub Thug, Andy, to be the best aphrodisiac that you could purchase on a budget? You know,
on a budget, I like to get those Golden Rhino gas station dick pills. Now, you might be saying $9 is a lot of money when all you got is a 20, okay? But listen, if you want something done right and you've only had, like 3 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours, you're gonna need a little something, little pep in your step. You know what I'm saying? You need that little, you know what I'm saying? You need a pill to make your dick red pilled. You know what I'm saying?
Other gas station pills for your dick.
I also like Kratom pill form.
Yep. Great.
Not the red kind. That makes you sleepy. Don't do that. I learned it the hard way. You know what I'm saying, dog?
This is a worrying fucking development. All these gas station drugs.
Yeah.
People take. Like, this is fucked.
If you're really on a budget, you can also just drink a lot of water. That's another way to do it. But you might have to pee. You know what I mean? So like you want to balance. You want to time that just right because,
yeah,
it might be a different fluid, going into her.
I don't know if Jordan knows what we're talking about. He calls them petrol points.
Yeah, gas station. We call them petrol stations, but man, like we don't have.
Well, I mean, in London, you can just go to like Hogwarts and visit Hagrid's shop or something. He can give you like some dragon testicle,
magical potion. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, pretty much.
You can get that Hermione honey that way. You know what I'm saying?
Jaime?
Blimey, that Hermione honey. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Heine. I thought you said Hermione. Jaime.
That'll get your wizard wand up. You know what I'm saying, dog?
As in Hyman.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of war, so who you guys betting on?
Money's on Israel every time. Against Jews, you'll always lose.
What? But let me specify. Who are you betting on to officially start the war? Now we know whose fault it is, but like
it already started. To be honest,
it's so funny how when October 7th happened, then what we learned preceding that was, or after that was that before that they knew that this was going to happen. They had foreknowledge of it. They told their troops to stand down, not get involved as it was happening, allow it as a justification to invade, Palestine, kill Hamas, got to get the hostages back, level the whole thing. This time, they didn't even wait for something else to happen or plan a false flag attack. They just decided the amount of enriched uranium was like too much, time to start a war. It just happened one day. They were like, how much uranium do they have today? And they were like, too much. Fucking bomb them.
Yep. I mean, that was always going to happen. Look, real OG schizos remember that, like, there was a memo that got leaked way back in the day from Donald Rumsfeld, I believe, to George W. Bush that listed 5 nations that would have to be destabilized in order for some plan to be, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Lebanon.
Yeah. Yep.
The OG schizos will tell you this is a long time coming. This is a plan that started way back before like 9/11. That this is all like, and this is not even me saying the Jews did 9/11. I think the Jews just knew it was going to happen and let it happen for their own political ends. I think that's what the dancing Israelis thing is about. But
but here's the thing, dog. OG schizos will also tell you nothing ever happens, Anon. Nothing ever happens.
Yeah, we're just constantly bouncing, aren't we, between nothing ever happening and like being so back. But
If YouTube hadn't deleted every episode that we had made, I would love to clip out all the times where I said, like, as much as people complain about Israel's control over our elected representatives in this country, like, underrated control comes from, like, Saudi Arabia. Like, they're
We are
just
still on
as
BitChute,
bad.
by the way. Like, they
And
didn't get those episodes.
the Iranian assault is also, like, with heavy support from Saudi Arabia. Like, they fucking hate Iran.
One of the main reasons for this tension is the difference in their religious beliefs.
for sure. I mean, the Iranian propaganda is wild. They're just fully using AI and they have no idea how to use AI. So it's hard to get a sense of perspective of what's actually happening. In fact, we should insert here a montage of the Iranian AI fails because they're fucking wild.
Out fake news, you start creating AI images that portray victories. They start telling every day that an F-35 has collapsed. I can guarantee you all of these things are fake. Clear,
Yeah, so much of what they're putting out, because Iran has its own gloating feed on social media saying, here we come and here's pictures of our destruction. You're saying all that's disinformation.
Wild. Like they're literally posting clips from video games like Arma 3 and being like, we shot down an F-35 like on the official Iranian like military Twitter account and stuff. It's fucking nuts. But so I don't even know what the death toll is so far. I think a couple hundred killed on both sides.
I don't think a couple hundred on Israel's side. Bro, the death ratio of Israel to whoever they're in conflict with is always like 1 to 10. Like at
I
least.
think this one is more like 1 to 2 because they were not expecting Iran's response to be so fucking crazy. It's not as crazy as everyone's saying it is, but you got to remember, I think the whole of Israel is built on like bomb shelters. There's like a bomb shelter on every fucking street in Israel. So they, the people are used to having the shit shelled out of them, or at least they're Jews, right? So they're in a constant state of paranoia anyway. Like it's kind of their mindset and their whole psyche is like built around that. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who I miss Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran from like the early 2000s, because he would come to the UN and he'd give a speech. He'd be like, George Bush is the fucking devil. Fuck that motherfucker. He's a piece of shit. Nobody likes him. Also, I heard on 9/11, every Jew got a phone call telling them not to go to work that day. What's up with that?
Ahmadinejad suggested that the 9/11 attacks were staged by America.
And now that guy, he's like seen as like a moderate. Like that guy is now like a backdoor channel for different American intelligence to kind of like talk to as like the rational guy in the room. That's who they consider to be like, that's how.
Well, it is kind of nuts when you see like the Ayatollah on Iranian state TV, and he's like calling for the death of like America. Literally, I was watching it, and it was like death to Israel, and I was like, oh, he was like death to America, and I was like, whoa, that's a bit much. He was like death to England. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I was like, how the fuck is it? What's going to do with me? This is wild. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, we did kind of establish Israel. Am I alone in thinking I would rather live in Israel than Iran? Like, I'm not obviously agreeing with Israel, not supporting Israel, not a Zionist.
Tim Dillon said the same thing.
Yeah, right. So it's just like if you, but Tim Dillon isn't in the same circles as us is the point. So it's like if I say that out loud publicly, people are gonna be like, "That's not very based, is it?" Like that's not the cool thing to say. Is I mean, but actually think about living in Iran day to day. Actually think about how cool Iran was back in the day when it was Persia, when it was Zoroastrian Persia.
There's a huge heroin psyop that happened during the Iraq War because when we first showed up to Iraq, we were burning all their poppy fields, and everybody, like everyone hated us. Like it was insane. But then they made a deal, the military, the American military, with all these poppy farmers. They're like, we'll stop fucking with your shit and we'll actually help you sell it. So then they started like developing the opium and pumping it into Iran to getting them all fucked up on heroin. There's an amazing Vice episode about it, and it's insane.
Soroush Alvi visited both sides of the Iran-Afghanistan border to see firsthand the effects of the explosion in the drug trade since the American-led invasion.
Interviewing heroin addicts like on the border of Iraq and Iran, like, and they're just like passed out and they're like dying because they're just addicted.
Is this old Vice you're talking about?
Yeah, this is like Vice on HBO. Vice doesn't even fucking exist anymore, do they? Is that a real thing? Do they still have the Side of the Ring still on? And
they're not relevant.
No, but it's like they write like lists. They're like just like 10 ways to hide your vibrator in your dorm room or shit. You know what I mean? It's just like
still up to their old Vice tricks. Yeah.
I like Vice when they were going to like, you know, third world countries and doing drugs. You know, like, that was pretty cool.
But they don't have enough money.
Andy, there's a spot open. Somebody needs to be doing that. I think I totally see that as your future career path, man. I'm not gonna lie. You fly to Liberia and just smoke heroin with like the local.
What if it's Vice, but we call it My Vice, right? And
fuck that. Grub thug goes to Liberia, bro.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild out in Liberia.
Like you would open up Vice and it'd be like the CIA's secret heroin psyop to destabilize Iran. I tried 12 butt plugs, and this is what I found out. We went to an underground German BDSM sex club, and it was insane. And
Literally this.
Interview with Edward Snowden. And it's like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, Daily Mail has a pretty wide variety. It's like, we talked to the plastic surgeon who did Kylie Jenner's ass, and then right under it is like, we found leaked Jeffrey Epstein files, the flight logs, right here.
Sentinel freak news.
I'm finding a lot of people in the comments, by the way, of like
the fentanyl facts, the fent facts, dude.
I was gonna try to pull the conversation back to the Israeli crisis.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Like I see a lot of comments that are like, so like about Iran and war with Iran, and dumb fucking people being like, if they didn't want this, they shouldn't have started this on October 7th. Like people don't know that Iran and Hamas are different things. Like a disturbing amount of comments on like Facebook and everything.
That's like saying that like the Wu-Tang Clan is America, you know?
Wu-Tang Clan is forever.
They are forever, but like they aren't.
Wu-Tang Clan is also nothing to fuck.
They're in America, but they aren't. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they are everywhere all the time. But what do you mean? Because Shaolin is in New York, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not like they don't represent like the whole part of it. You know.
You know, I've been listening.
It's a bad. Let me try again later.
Yeah, try again later. But I've been listening to Ghostface Killah a lot. I think he's like the standout of Wu-Tang Clan.
Read the label, hitting white label, left the Winnebago unstable, smooth sailing.
Is over here at the end of the bell, and that's the spectrum. I should do like a video thing that like all those shitty YouTubers do, where I rank the different members of Wu-Tang.
Oh, speaking of rap, dude, we forgot about Kendrick Lamar, dude. Like he had this whole beef with Drake, with Drizzy, and then like they were going back and forth for a bit. Then like so like Kendrick basically hit him with this diss track, about him being a pedophile, and he probably is.
Hey, Drake,
this is so funny. Welcome back to Andy tells you what the news was 6 months ago.
Like, no, but
apparently this football game is huge. Everyone watches.
Yeah, and then like Trump was there, dude. And then like it was all black people at the Super Bowl, and then like for some reason, like I guess Kendrick decided to play his biggest song, which is Not Like Us, but I guess that was also in reference to like Trump, like he's not like us. I thought he was just like, let me just tell everyone that Drake sucks on the world stage, but apparently it was much deeper and more political than that. Back to George with the weather.
Yeah, I don't know what like the end game is of calling Drake a pedophile when there's so many more pedophiles. Like the guy making the new Superman movie is a pedophile. The last guy that made Superman movie was also a pedophile. That was Brian.
Wait, why is
Yeah.
Drake a pedophile? Because of Millie Bobby Brown.
Well,
I guess.
but he also like he
She
rented out.
just got hot. Actually, I just saw this thing on Netflix. She's like 20 years old now. She literally just got hot. Like
I'm not into it. There's something about her, like.
I mean, like if you saw Stranger Things and how she's just like definitely a child. I mean, like maybe like
I actually
don't know.
never saw Stranger Things, but I've like I saw her when she was like a kind of like early teen actress, and I always thought like there's no chance she's gonna be good looking. But I don't know if she had all the surgery or whatever, but she just looks hot now.
Bro, you know
Yeah.
who's attractive? Sydney Sweeney. Talk about an attractive female.
Hell yeah, dude.
She has very large breasts, and
Yeah.
she's just got that classic American girl look, and that's why.
What the fuck is this show? Like, what the...
Yeah, you know who's not hot though? Like Ellie from The Last of Us, the live action show.
I disagree.
She's
I
not
would
hot.
hit it.
She's
I would
gross.
hit it, Andy. No, I
You would hit it?
Oh yeah.
She looks infected. I don't mean by the
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 one
clicker
with
disease.
the flat face, it's really flat, and everything is like she looks like one of those blubberfish.
She looks like she has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, dude, I'm totally into that. She can get it, bro.
Abby can get it in The Last
She
of
can
Us.
get the last of this dick.
Oh,
Bruh, that's
brought it full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that this would
Bricked up.
never this would never have happened under Harvey Weinstein's watch back in old Hollywood.
He's coming
This
back.
Harvey
Yeah,
would
well,
never have let this happen. I'm just gonna say
Well, he's
that.
gonna come back, dude. Like, cause like the allegations were like fake. The Me Too movement had just gone right in the shitter. Kevin Spacey's back. Harvey Weinstein's approaching. You know
James
what I mean?
Franco's back.
Diddy's gonna get off, dude. What do you think?
I don't think Harvey Weinstein is gonna get off to anything besides. I don't want to finish the joke.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I watched a very compelling episode of Candace Owens that talked about it, and like,
Bro, what the hell is she doing trying to rehabilitate Harvey Weinstein? That's so funny.
No,
Like,
because
that's
she dug into it, like like apparently like that bitch was kind of a gold digger. Like,
dude, shut up. Candace just wants an excuse so that like people can't call her anti-Semitic when she goes full-blown schizo World War III. Like, you know that's what this is. You know that's what...
Leave my base black female alone. She's my friend.
I don't like her. She's really fucking dumb. When Joe Rogan,
I do like her, bro. I think the Brigitte Macron shit was fucking brilliant. I think it's so good. That's so real, by the way.
You like her interview with Rabbi Shmuley and Piers.
I mean, look, she can be a bit,
like,
she can be a bit crass, but like she's fire sometimes. You have to give it to her. You have to give it to her.
She's a dumb fucking woman, bro. At the end of the day, like I don't like. I know that I could beat her in a debate, and like during the debate with the rabbi, it was cool. But you do look dumb pulling out your fucking computer on ChatGPT and being like, "Hold on, wait a minute. Did the Holocaust actually happen? And was there a guy who sewed two babies together?" They're like, you shouldn't have to do that. You should just be like, "That didn't happen. Fuck you. That guy never."
Dude, I on the one hand, I agree with you. On the other hand, a large percentage of people in your country still believe in the lampshades thing. My country too, by the way.
Because they taught us that in school, dude. They taught us that in school. Like, you have no idea, bro. The education system here, it's so funny because even though, like, I'm in California, you would think it'd be like the most worst liberal bullshit, but they really taught us abstinence was the best way to like avoid everything and STDs. They mentioned nothing about birth control or condoms or anything like that. They were like, just don't fuck, and then you have no problems. And
well, the
depopulation,
depopulation, in that instance, the depopulation agenda trumps the degeneracy agenda. If you can directly get them in there to like as a teenager to not fuck, then it's like you don't have to worry about like making them into degenerate weirdos. You can just cut it off.
They know it doesn't help. But aside from that, but the Holocaust came up all the fucking time. In 6th grade, it was like mentioned, and then in 7th grade, we're reading Night by Elie Wiesel, where it's just like a short little book where he talks about how he saw them smashing babies on tree stumps and shit like that when he got shipped to the concentration camp. And then you get to like 9th grade and it's the Diary of Anne Frank, but also simultaneously your history class is on it now. And then you get to 11th grade, and it's like more Holocaust bullshit, and history is
Wild.
still focusing on it. And it like never ends. It just, the Holocaust keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. No other genocides, no other like major conflicts are part of history, but the history book, bro, it's gonna have like a good amount of it devoted to World War II and the Holocaust and like different things. And then when you're in literature class, you're reading short stories about how hard it is during the civil rights era and how hard it was during the Holocaust and these things. I had a Holocaust survivor come and speak to me when we were in like third grade. I was like too young to hear that shit. That guy was like describing horrific things that happened in the concentration camp, and he kept saying like questionable stuff like, remember that what I'm telling you, remember it's real, because I'm here and I'm telling you it's real. It fucking happened. And he told his story about how he survived the Holocaust. I was in like third grade. And this guy, I was like, he speaks English pretty well for a German dude. But anyway, like they subject you to it nonstop here in the States. So it's the
No, that's wild. Yeah. I mean, we have full on like a year of history class dedicated to your civil rights, American civil rights. So it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's just Jewish people had way more power and influence in America. That's how Jewish people exercise their power, is like soft power, movies, academia, the arts and stuff. So you just see it in everything. It's just shoved into the psyche of the American people more than I think anyone else. And then obviously you guys make global media. So from you guys, everyone else gets it. Yeah, it is almost the foundational myth of the last 50 years of Western history. It's like it's the kind of foundational story that everything else, the whole liberal world order, is like pinned on. It's like, let's just not have another Holocaust, never again, lest we forget, you know. And it's like you're looking at a war where millions of people died, but just this specific 6 million. And it is very important that you continue to uphold the fact that it was 6 million. But it's just that this specific 6 million seems to be so much more important than the millions of Russians, millions of Germans, millions of Americans. Well, I don't know if millions of Americans died, thousands of Americans that died. You know what I mean?
So fans, all right, go in the comment section right now and cast your vote for anti-Semite of the year. We got Graham, we got Jordan.
I can't be anti-Semitic, and I got my get out of jail. I got my get out of jail free card, haven't I? So it's impossible.
I'm voting for Graham.
You know, earlier today, my boss was telling me about a movie that he was watching on Netflix or Amazon or Apple or whatever the fuck. And he was like, it's about a bunch of tech geniuses like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. And one of them creates a free speech social media thing, but AI is flooding it and people are believing false information.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And he's like,
sounds familiar.
And I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what he said. So the movie is basically about how like you need to police free speech because people are too dumb to believe things, right? And he's like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds very fucking Jewish in Hollywood. And
how do we police AI, honestly, and who's allowed to make apps that can destabilize governments?
Dude, I keep seeing people talk about this like we need to get regulations on this immediately. I can't tell the difference anymore. And grandparents and old people can't tell the difference. Oh, we need to police this. Dude, fuck you, pussy. Like people who say that are fucking retarded. Like it's the same fucking thing as free speech. It's the same exact thing. If you're so stupid that you believe AI and you can't figure out if it's real or not, then
wait. That only applies for the next like 5 years.
One day, my opinion on this, we will do another episode in 5 years. My opinion will be the same. And you mean 5 years?
No, but hold on. You have to
trust
it. That's I don't have an opinion on this. I give a fuck. But you seem to have a really strong opinion on this, like you do with a lot of stuff like copyright and things like that. Yeah. So my thinking is this: in 5 years' time, it will be impossible. The whole fire in a crowded theater. It will be in 5 years' time, it will be very possible to trick someone with footage and make it look incredibly real. And you're saying at that point it's still free speech.
Yeah, but people, that's their argument right now, bro. Fucking Dave Portnoy was just saying, you can't allow free speech about Jews or else it's going to convince people to hate Jews. That's why they hate free speech. Because if you're allowed to have the argument and you see people can easily win an argument, you don't want the argument to ever take place. AI is just an extension of that. So you have this funny, stupid footage of something crazy happening or something dumb happening or something unbelievable happening or somebody saying something that you can't believe. Like it's easy to verify if those things are
But
real.
if I say something about you publicly, if I'm like Graham molests children, and you can prove that that's not true, don't I get punished for that?
That's like slander and libel, and there's
A
different.
lot of this AI stuff falls under that because you're talking about like, look, this is a picture of here's a video of President Trump fucking a pig. And it's like, hold on a second, he didn't fuck a pig. The video of him fucking a pig has gone viral. His reputation's damaged. His like, you know what I mean? Like, there's way more
Yeah,
to
but that's
consider.
already happening. Like there's deep fake
Yeah,
news
but
or whatever.
right now it's like obvious. In like
Yeah, but
5 years, it's going to be really unobvious.
I get calls all the time, for example, of people doing research on like automatic driving cars, like all the time. Like every
Mhm.
other month, I get a call of like, "Hey, we're just doing a quick research poll." It's the politicians hiring focus grouping to figure out what people feel like, so that they could have the popular take and be in support of automating driving trucks or against it. And it's so fucking funny because I was talking to this girl and she's like, "I'm gonna tell you some facts. I'm gonna tell you 5 things right now." Like, self-driving trucks are safer. They're more efficient. They're more fuel efficient. Da da da. How do you feel about that? And I'm like, that's pretty positive. Okay, whatever. And then she's like, now I'm going to tell you 5 more facts. Last year, a self-driving truck like ran over a dog, and it was a big deal, and the guy sued. And then a self-driving truck actually lost connection and control, and it drove off the freeway and it killed an old lady. And she gives me like 5 horrifying
Yeah.
things that really happened. She's like, now how do you feel about it? And I'm like, no. Big mistake. Like, don't do that. Like, this is not a good idea. And it was so fucking funny because I was like, please, like, I got her to come outside of her like shell a little bit because I'm hilarious and like I have charisma and I'm a total Chad, and she fell in love with me. So she started talking to me. I'm like, what are you doing this for? Like, what's this all about? She's like, oh, it's focus grouping, man, so that all the politicians know like which side to take on like self-driving cars.
Right,
Some of
right.
them are against it, some
It's
of them
going to
are
be a
for it.
pressing issue. Yeah, yeah.
It's not a Republican or Democrat thing yet because it's technocracy. They don't know what side to take. We're coming up on this fork in the road, and they don't
Well,
know
let's
what.
be real. Both fucking parties support the technocrats. Like both parties are in with
Exactly.
Palantir and Tesla and all this shit that's just going to completely replace so many jobs. But yeah,
That's what changed this election. You saw like Zuckerberg up there with Trump because he didn't like how the government was forcing him to censor and give up information. And you see like Bezos up there on the at the inauguration as
bro.
well.
Let me just read something to you because I saved this in my phone today because I was so fucking shocked about this just as a story. This fucking blew my mind. Where is it? All right, the digital generals. Hold on. Here we go. Top executives from OpenAI, Meta, and Palantir have joined the US Army. The US Army has officially enlisted the CTOs, the Chief Technology Officers, from OpenAI, Meta, and Palantir as officers, not merely as consultants in the Army's reserved, newly established Detachment 201 of the quote, Innovation Corps, granting these digital elites direct military rank and access to defense projects. Palantir CEO Shyam Sankar, Meta CEO Andrew Bosworth, and OpenAI CPO Kevin Whale, as well as former AI research head Bob McGrew, have already commenced their service. Their mission is to integrate private sector AI solutions into military operations, from intelligence gathering and target designation to next generation combat systems designs. Palantir has long been deeply integrated into the US and NATO defense operations, from logistics to real-time strike planning.
So just like how AI was grading its own papers, AI is now going to just fight itself. Like,
Yeah, for on our behalf. Yeah, like it'll be
and
AI drones versus AI drones.
what makes us so sure that our AI general will be smarter than the other AI general? Because we have the best generals, the fucking transgender ones and all that.
Yeah, it has to train on something. So yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
training.
Listen, you shouldn't fuck with the ruthless American transgender war machine, though. You know what I mean?
You know, shit's fucked up when you're agreeing with Bernie Sanders' tweets about the conflict. That's when you know you're when you're like, hey, that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez girl should run for president. That's when you're fucked, man.
No, I think some of these guys have like actually good takes on this. It's crazy to see Trump be so hawkish in defense of Israel. It's crazy.
Zion
Trump told
Don.
Trump told 16 million people living in Tehran today that they should leave. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what that like? That's insane. That's like fucking wild coming from a US
Got to
president.
stock up
What?
on a lot of heroin, leave town for a bit.
Hell yeah.
So I think that earlier when you were saying something that was really interesting, it was about how like they are on TV every day saying death to America. They need a bad guy too, you know, like and the
But what if
American
that's AI though?
America always has a bad guy. America's always like Bin Laden, Saddam, you know. We don't haven't had a bad guy in a while, so it's time to come up with a new one.
What if we had an entirely automated villain?
That is actually the plot of the new Mission Impossible movie, Andy, starring Tom Cruise. It's called The Final Reckoning, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's out now. It's still in theaters. It's a great movie. I really liked the submarine sequence. You see, there's a pass key that the AI needs that unlocks its ultimate abilities.
Are you reading off a script right now?
And if you saw Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, then you would know that one half of the key drowned in a nuclear submarine, like to the bottom of the ocean, and then the other half was found by like these little Eskimo fishermen people. And so Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise, if you saw Dead Reckoning, he got the first half of the key, but in the Final Reckoning, he needs the second half of the key. So he finds the submarine. He's got to get the key. He's got to swim out. And the only way to get out, because the missiles block the door, is he's got to shoot himself out of the torpedo cannon on the side of the submarine.
Are you saying the latest Mission Impossible movie is a representation and an allegory for World War III?
Yeah, that's why Tom Cruise is so brilliant. You should see every movie he's written. Starred in, produced.
He does his own stunts.
Dude, the airplane scene at the end was pretty fucking nuts because it's like really important to him that you understand that he's actually doing it. And like in like 80s movies, action movies, it would be like in Terminator 2, there's that horrible shot of the guy on the motorcycle. That's definitely not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like flying down on the motorcycle. And it's very important to Tom Cruise that you know that it's him. So none of the shots are from like far away, some stunt man. It's like him holding like the camera, like. And
So how high is Tom Cruise's metachlorian count?
really high, dude. He's got a lot of midichlorians, high T, high midos, high
He's a
mid.
Jedi Grandmaster.
I don't know about that. It's a Grand Dragon Wizard is actually how they rank it. I need to take a piss, and I think Jordan had to take a piss. So why don't you take the floor for a while, Andy?
Grub Thug is sponsored by Diet Dr. Pepper, Blue Chew, and Grubhub. Remember to vote for your vote for anti-Semite of the year. Again, my vote is Graham.
Yeah, I'm also gonna vote for Graham actually.
Yeah, we're both voting for Graham. Weren't you saying though that the American ships approaching Iran are AI? Wasn't that your take?
No,
before we
that
started
wasn't
the
my take at
stall?
all. My take was that they're
That's what you
not
said
approaching.
to me privately.
No, my take. No, I said you were wrong that they're not approaching Iran. There was something like 30 massive destroyers or whatever left, or tankers left America or something. I don't remember what the details were. They were going on a UN. No, they were going on a NATO military training exercise. A couple of them are coming here to the UK. One of them's going to Estonia. It's got nothing to do with Iran. It's just Fox News, like hype. No, there's no AI. The boats were always coming here. They were always going to come here. You guys are just, your media is just whipping you up into a frenzy.
What are they selling?
War.
Who's buying?
You, the American public.
Yeah, bro.
Clearly.
All of the fucking retarded Republicans are, the same old, the usual suspects. Or a
I
lot
mean,
of
dude, Andy, your IQ is about to be tested again, dude, because in short term, there's going to be a couple of like attacks, which, conspiratorial nut jobs will call false flags, but aren't really false flags at all. It will just be it'll be CIA and Mossad letting in the right people to do the right amount of damage so that they can blame it on Iran. So your IQ is about to be tested again, buddy.
So do you think it's one of those bait and switch moves where, hey, look over here while something else is happening?
Well, as it stands currently, the American people do not want war with Iran. Blow up a couple of shopping malls in a couple of major metropolitan areas, and that might change, right? Or let somebody do that, and it might
What
change.
if they flew airliners into building? I would be bloodthirsty after that. I'd be
A
like,
unique
any
and
country with
novel
brown people.
strategy. I think this is an untried.
Yeah, I'm very anti-war unless they have weapons of mass destruction.
And
CIA back it again, back.
Jordan, what do you say? Like the life numbers are adding up, or the star signs have correlated for the schizophrenics to get together once
I
again?
swear to God, man! I told you I'm not going to bring this show. I don't talk about this stuff. Like,
Are you going to plug your new website, Jordan?
When was the last time you went to church, Andy?
Isn't it called black.com or something?
When was the last time you went to church?
Went in a church or
no, went to church, like to confession.
I pass by them all the time.
Graham's been getting very religious. He's getting married soon. He's actually committing to the child life. You need to be.
Who's officiating the wedding?
Are you volunteering? Are you putting your name in the frame? The fuck?
Does it rhyme with bomb trues? Does it rhyme with that?
Am I getting married in the Church of Scientology? Of course. There's a dual ceremony. Yes.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Will it be recorded?
I don't know if they're gonna live.
What do you think, bro? What do you think?
They might live stream it on Scientology.org.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be based.
Dude,
I'm always defending Scientology because it's like a largely European organization, and because like L. Ron Hubbard was friends with Crowley, and like they're just like but I actually know nothing about it, to be honest, other than what Leah Remini.
I thought it was like Mormonism with science, is what I thought it was.
That's what I thought too, right? Scientologists be like, am I making myself clear? That's like the only thing.
Like Mormonism, but like plus Cthulhu,
I mean, I only stand Scientology because it's obvious that Jews fucking hate it. Like,
right. Okay, well, you know why though, right?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. My biggest theory is like the Hollywood threat, the control over Hollywood.
Okay, so it does pose like it's not really ever gonna rival because the Jews own all the studios and all the agencies and whatever. It's like Scientology is only ever going to be fringe in Hollywood. The real threat to is the threat to the Jewish narrative in psychology. So if you think about it,
true. Yep, that too.
Scientology is really not even so much psychology, psychiatry, the pilling up of everyone being on SSRIs, everyone being on antidepressants. There's a lot of money involved in that, right? So,
yeah, I think the answer lies somewhere in between the Scientology perspective and the big pharma one. Like, I think, well, on antidepressants and stuff like that, Scientology is 100% right. Like, there is no proven misbalance. Like, we actually don't know what these fucking things do to people, and we don't know why.
They all seem to be covering the symptoms, not the actual problems as well.
Like, there's a melatonin pump, and there's a melatonin receiver, and there's a serotonin pump and a serotonin receiver, and this is all just like more. It's basically like astrology for psychiatrists.
Yeah, I mean, except you're completely wrong. Right? Except you're completely wrong, and astrology is 100% accurate and based. But yes, in principle, I get it. That is how people view it. Yeah, it's true.
What's your metachlorian count, Graham?
Oh yeah, it's up high, bro. It's up high. I'm fertile, really fertile.
High metachlorians?
High T, bro. High T. Still going at it. I'm keeping the hose on their toes.
Hell yeah, dude. Keep them on a leash.
Bro, I was in Amsterdam just the other day, literally 2 weeks ago even, and there was like a free Palestine I kind of recorded it like on my phone, but there's like you can't really hear it. But I didn't want to go too fucking close, to be honest with you. There's like thousands and thousands of people just in the streets. Like it honestly looked like that scene from Children of Men. You know, like in that fucking like it literally. But yeah, like
isn't Children of Men just every day in Britain now? Like, isn't that just like 2025 now?
It might be every day in like certain arrondissements in Paris or whatever, but like it's not that bad yet. It's certainly getting there. You can see the roadmap for like where it's going.
Baby
it's
Diego's still alive then?
Dude,
yeah, Baby Diego's still alive for now. That's how I would look at it. So,
it's
yeah.
pretty funny, Andy. Like George took me to some of the bad parts of London, and
Yeah.
it was like
Tell me about it.
Like nothing compared to like the shit I see in San Bernardino, like or LA.
Yeah.
Like
It's true because you know what we don't have? Like we do have like it's some places at night can be super sketchy and violent or whatever, but we don't have like the zombies yet. You know what I mean? Like, because there's certain combinations of drugs plus poverty makes for just like a wandering zombie kind of crackhead type person. We have the occasional crackhead, obviously, but like, it's not so bad. And I think him seeing it through like, well, it was funny for me, Graham seeing it through, like, no, it was funny for me seeing London through Graham's eyes. Put it that way. Like, cause he was like, oh, this isn't so bad. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, no, I was like, look around, nobody here is white. And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess because he had the tourist kind of like rose tinted glasses thing that you'd have. I'm like, look around, there's not a single fucking way. The only white people here. And he's like, yeah, I guess, but it's so nice because that building. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like different kind of vibe. And I would be the same in America. I'd be like, you know, Mexicans aren't that bad, you know, like, compared to Muslims, like, I could have a burrito right now. Like, that's like how it feels.
But we did drive through that one part that was super Muslim, and that was that did not look good. There was like trash all over the floor and shit. That wasn't pretty good.
Yeah, well, those kind of areas tend to be less touristy, obviously, but there are many more areas like that, unfortunately, where it really is just like it's not like dangerous to go there, but you wouldn't go there. When Fox News calls them like no-go zones, they're half right. Like nobody does go there. So I mean, kind of
I guess it begs the question, like, what's worse, like alcoholic fentanyl zombies, like the ones in your average American metropolitan cities, or immigrants?
Yeah, I mean, both obviously have their downsides. Both obviously contribute heavily to crime. Both.
It's a trick question, Jordan. You can combine the two.
I have to remember to not laugh. Yeah, that's a good question, Andy, but I don't know. The immigrants cause like minimum wage not to rise. There's less jobs, just more traffic, everything's busier, everything's like flooded, hospitals, everything like that. Like the government doesn't know how many people are here, so nothing is like adequate. Like whereas drug addicts are gonna like break your window and live under the freeway, but not cause any of those other problems that I just mentioned.
It's unlikely that a drug addict is going to steal your job, for example. And of course, we'd be like, you are half right as well, Andy, that it is a bit of a trick question. Like there's an obvious and unspoken connection between those two things, and one creates the other, right?
Yeah.
Like drug addicts don't create immigrants. Put it that way. Okay, but
Well,
like immigration
like
has a
more
cause and effect
immigrant-
knock on that literally creates fucking drug addicts, if you think about it.
More immigrants creates less jobs create, you know, unemployed men.
Boom,
Unemployed men turn into drug addicts very quickly, you know.
So true, King. Yeah. Well, I guess I thought about all the drug addicts that I know, and a lot of them turned into total piece of shit people. But some of them were still like pretty moral and like still, I don't know.
Hate to say it, but it depends on the drug. There's a real hierarchy of
True.
drugs, and there is obviously a real hierarchy of drug addict, obviously, too, as well.
What's crazy is like I went to New Orleans last year, and you know, like I experienced something I've never seen before, because in New Orleans you have 24-hour liquor stores, like, which I'm used to my liquor store closing at 2 o'clock and the bars closing at 2 o'clock or something. Their bars close around 4 or 5 in the morning, and the liquor stores again are 24 hours. So when you're walking around at night, like there's like literal alcoholic zombies, which I just haven't seen before. Like some dude was asking me for not even for money, but just directly for some alcohol of the you know, pint of rum I just bought or something, and he had pus leaking out of his eyeball. You know, like.
In the Matrix, when I punch my nitrous, yes, I am a cook. I like when people fuck on my bitch.
maybe it'd be better to talk about Elon first, because
No, hold on. Have you guys ever done nitrous? Either of you?
Yes.
yeah, of course.
I haven't. You guys have?
Yeah.
Dude, you probably have. Have you ever done laughing gas or balloons at a party?
Yeah, but I thought that was just like canned air.
And whippets,
Well, yeah,
laughing.
you know, like whipped cream. You know, like
Oh, that's
that
the
shit.
same thing. He's just doing whippets all day.
Bro, you know what it is?
Whippets is nitrous. Yeah.
It's just sniffing glue, basically. It makes your head ring and makes everything like dissociate for about 10 minutes. It's not even 10 minutes, like 3 minutes. It's a really piss poor, weak drug that does nothing other than give you a mild like head high and then eliminate brain cells.
Isn't that what Dennis Hopper? Isn't that what Dennis Hopper does in Blue Velvet when he gets all rapey?
Baby wants to fuck.
Oh, that's probably yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, in Blue Velvet, he's like play candy colored clown, and then he just does the nitrous.
Baby want fuck. Baby want fuck.
Yeah, baby want fuck. Yep, exactly. Shout out to David Lynch. He died. Since we had the last episode of Meth Squad.
R.I.P. Lynch, dog. R.I.P.
Yeah, it's tragic.
The Jews took him out. He made thought-provoking content, so.
Well, he did get away with what is it, Mulholland Drive? You know.
Yeah, he got away with a lot. There's a lot in Twin Peaks, like of the idea of Americana and what makes it good. Like, and the types of women that he cast, how they're all incredibly attractive.
Yeah, waitresses predominantly; those are the best ones in that show. Yeah. And in real life, maybe.
Coffee, apple pie,
black coffee, cherry pie.
Delicious. Yeah. We lost a good one, but nothing can compare to the other person that we lost this year.
Who's that?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about.
Refresh my memory.
The other person that died.
The Pope died. Pope died.
Is Danny still alive?
There you go. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah,
the Pope
that's right.
died.